He had two parents named Andrew and Elizabeth Jackson. He had two brothers named Hugh and Robert.
His father died weeks before he was born. He was born on March 15, 1767. His mother was left alone to raise 3 kids because her father had passed. Historians believe that he was born in his aunt's house, Miss George McKemmy, in North Carolina.
They also believed he was born in his other aunt's house, Miss James Crawford, in South Carolina.
In 1824, he wrote, "I was born in South Carolina, as I've been told, at the plantation where James Crawford lived, about 1 mile from the Carolina road of Waxhaw Creek."
Life without a dad was hard. He was willing to pick a fight with anyone who bothered him.
He was only 13 years old when war swept into the Warhawks region. Mother went to Charleston, Carolina to help British ships.
She died of ship fever. Andrew never knew where she was buried.
Andrew was the last in his family after his brothers had passed.
At 16, he traveled to Charleston. After a year, he wasted his inheritance from his Irish grandfather. He decided to become a lawyer. He moved to Salisbury, North Carolina.
He studied law for 2 years, getting admittance to the North Carolina bar in 1787. Early in 1789, Jackson became a prosecuting attorney in Nashville, Tennessee.
He married Rachel Donaldson Roberts on January 17, 1794. In 1804, Jackson suffered a great deal of financial loss.
He was elected in June 1796 as Tennessee's first representative from the House of Representatives. He believed in Jefferson's belief of democratic ideals of the individual freedoms of state rights.
Congress opposed a resolution to approve the Federalist administration of President George Washington. Jackson firmly voted against it. He battled Charles Dickinson in a duel in 1806. He was shot in the chest before killing Dickinson.
Bullet could not be removed because of its proximity to Jackson's heart. It stayed there for the rest of his life. He became a delegate in 1796 for the state of Tennessee.
Nicholas Biddle led the Bank of the U.S. He was intelligent. He completed college at 13. At 18, he was sent to Paris as a secretary of the American minister.
During the war with Britain in 1812, he helped establish the Bank of the U.S. He understood his power as a president of the bank. In his mind, he thought the government had no right to interfere with the bank's business
Jackson did not agree. He was not friendly toward the bank. Neither were the people from the western states. They did not trust banks to pay for money. Jackson criticized the bank in each of his yearly messages to the Congress. He said that the Bank of the U.S. was dangerous to the library of the people.
"It is to be regretted that the rich and the powerful bend the acts of the government to their own purposes," he said about the bank.
Andrew's ship that transported him was built in Mystic, Connecticut in 1855.